I'm Vixen. I'm here with my friends from Guitar Center, and today we're checking out my 3 essential electric guitars. I'm a guitarist, I'm also a songwriter. On guitar, I do my own thing, and I also am a session and touring guitarist. Some of the artists that I've played for are Halsey and Hatsune Miku. Some of you may know about Hatsune Miku from that very sought after pedal. Today I'm going to show you the 3 guitars that get me through almost any gig. First up, we have the Jackson Misha Mansoor So-Cal 2PT. This is an amazing HSS S-type guitar. It's made in Japan and it can do a bit of everything. It's really cool. So I've been a fan of Misha from Periphery, of course, for many years, before they even officially released music. Thank you very much. And yeah, this guitar just really spoke to me. It's pretty much got all the things I would want from like a spec'd out S-type guitar. Having a caramelized maple neck is a really huge deal for me. It's a deal breaker. So I saw it had that, and then everything else fitted as well. This neck is really good. It's really, really good. It's got a 20-inch radius, so it's like pretty flat. And it's got jumbo stainless steel frets as well. 22, which I love for tone. And as most of you know, roasted maple or caramelized maple has a sort of satin feel. So there's no glossy sort of stickiness as I'm trying to like slide up and down the guitar. I just love how it feels. And I really love being able to see the grain of the wood. It's just like something that's really important to me. This neck is super duper comfy, and like it's bolt on, and it has this little kind of cutaway here for your hand. Really, really comfy guitar to play. As soon as I played it, I was like, yes, this fits me really well. So my sort of go-to sound, my home, as it were, is just like neck pickup, strat, edge of breakup territory in terms of gain. In terms of the rig, I'm using a neural quad cortex with a JCM 800 programmed. A little bit of reverb, a little bit of overdrive in the front, I think like a tube screamer, and that's it. This guitar comes with bare knuckle trilogy suites in the single coils, and it's a Ragnarok here. These pickups sound amazing. I'm really happy with them. I love having my volume on like 7 or 8 and just playing gently with my fingers and then digging in more with a pick, but they're duper like responsive to volume. They've got just enough snap for me. They're not like harsh, but they still sound like that classic sort of spank that you're looking for with this kind of guitar. I also have had this modded slightly. I've got this Illich hum cancelling system in here, which is just to help me have less noise for the single coils, and yeah, it really works. And that's cool because then I can crank up the gain and it's still relatively quiet. So I tend to use either neck or bridge. So I'm going to use this now for some more typical rocky playing, and that's what's so great about this guitar is you can play that gentle stuff and you can also go pretty hard with the rock. It's got big enough frets that you're going to be able to do like nice big bends and vibrato. The trem is super responsive, and yeah, I'll show you a little bit of that now. This guitar absolutely shreds. It's got this bare knuckle Ragnarok in the bridge, and I've always loved Misha's playing, like the rock playing and the metal playing, and this is of course one of his signature pickups. And I just know that it's got me covered for like however heavy I want to go and however saturated I want to go. It's gonna sound really, really good, and it sounds great for like heavy rock and metal, or just hard rock. 80s stuff, like it's really, really good. The other thing that is really cool about this guitar is the trem. It's got a Goto 510, which is my favorite trem on the market. Non-locking, but stays really nicely in tune for what I use it for. You also don't need much pressure to press it down. You can kind of do it with like just your fingers like that. It's really important to me. And what drew me to this guitar is that it's got a cutout underneath here, which isn't super common, and that means you can like pull the trem up. It means you can kind of do some cool 80s rocky tricks with it, like fluttering, and also being able to go up a little bit really opens up a lot of possibilities. This guitar is so good for soloing. I'm really into it. So although I typically use just neck and bridge, the in-between settings are really interesting on this guitar. They're a little bit different to what you might expect, and I think they're really good for kind of glossy stuff, maybe that like sort of top layer in metal that's like all delay and reverb. So I'll just take you through a little bit. So we've obviously got bridge pickup. The next position is the inner coil of this humbucker and the middle. Sounds like this. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. The middle is not just the middle. In fact, it's not the middle at all. It is the outer coil of the Ragnarok and the neck. These two. I've been really enjoying using that setting for sort of, delay and reverb parts. It's something that's a little bit different to what I usually have, and I think it's really cool. Next up, your classic, these two together. Sounds like this. Yeah, and then the neck, which you've heard already. Final thoughts on this guitar. It's just like got all the little things that I really love from a guitar. Some things I haven't mentioned yet. Side mounted jack, perfect for that right angled lead. We've got one volume, one tone. The volume knob is not right next to the strings, a little bit further down. Locking tuners, super easy to restring, really quick. Yeah, it's got these, the contours that we all know and love from this kind of guitar. This is my number one. This is what I would grab over anything else. And yeah, I'm really thrilled with it. Next up, we've got the Fender gold foil Jazzmaster here. Fender started releasing their gold foil range last year, and I was pretty quick to get on board. This guitar is a real tone machine. For me, I use it for rhythm playing on kind of clean-ish, and it also does rocky, sort of sleazy, indie tones. It does all that stuff really, really well. The gold foils are mini humbuckers, so they don't have hum, but because they're mini, they still have quite a lot of bright attack to them. Yeah, I think the tone on this is really great. This guitar comes with a Bigsby vibrato. I don't have the arm on mine at the moment, but what I do have is this nifty little thing called a Vibramate. I found this online and it just helps with the restringing process. So you don't have to curve your strings all the way under the trem and around, which for anyone who's ever tried it, it's an absolute pain in the ass. And yeah, it's so far it's really good. I'm going to do some playing on the neck humbucker. I've added a little bit of chorus to my sound and a little bit of analog delay as well. This guitar is really good for like sounding a little bit more beefy, especially with like cleanish tones like that. Like I really like doing these kind of chunky chords with like a lot of density on the bottom. It's a little bit more beefy than the Misha, and I also have this tuned a little bit lower. I've got it in D standard and I've got thicker strings on it, and that's enough things to make me play differently and push me creatively into new areas. This next tone is kind of dirty, sleazy. I don't know, I like this kind of tone. With my rig, I've kicked on effectively exotic BB preamp, and also I've chucked on a little slapback delay. But the most important tonal thing here is I've rolled the tone down quite drastically because I want it to kind of sound like a fuzz pedal a little bit. I'm using the neck humbucker, which is what I generally live on this guitar, and yeah, this is what it sounds like. For me, this guitar like really comes into its own for sort of messy, rocky, indie stuff, maybe a little psychedelic. If I'm like prepping for a tour, if I'm before rehearsals and I hear some of those tones or some guitar like in that style, this is probably the one that I would grab. I don't want to be like super precise or technical on it. I kind of just want to be really loose, and this is the guitar for that for me. Okay, time for the last guitar. So, this is my Jackson American Series Virtuoso. I love this guitar. It's pretty new for me, but it's really gorgeous. Check out the neck. It feels so nice. I just love how I can see all the wood. I love like the sort of grain on the fretboard as well. It's really, really nice. I really like the inlays. I like how they go up there on that side, which is kind of like, it's like super useful. Sometimes I can get a bit lost up there. And I've got it set up in drop C. I've had a little device called a tremolo installed in the back here, effectively disengaging the trem. So it's like a fixed bridge. That way I can go between standard and drop, and also maybe change from like drop C, drop D, whatever. So first up, I'm gonna do some metalcore style playing. That is a lot of music that I grew up on, and it's very close to my heart. Just running through an EVH 5150 effectively. And with a noise gate, that is literally it. Bridge pickup. Let's do it. think a sign that you've got a really good guitar is that you plug it into your rig and it just sounds really great straight away. You don't need to tweak much at all. That was the case with this. I used the bridge pickup primarily on this for like metal, lead or rhythm playing, and it's got a Seymour Duncan JB TB4. It sounds sick. I love it. Other things about this guitar that are really cool. It's got like lumen lay stuff, which is these like glow in the dark dots. Jackson have been doing that recently on a lot of their models. It's a lovely touch. We actually do it on my other guitars too. We just like put glow in the dark dots on them. So it's really nice that comes with this. The neck is so smooth. This neck joint is really ergonomic as well. I just really like this guitar, just down to like the brushed finish on the metal back here. It's like what I'm used to. It's great for metal for me in particular. This guitar is really nice, kind of more modern metal playing as well. It's got 24 frets and it's pretty easy to do this sort of like hammer-on style that I'm about to demonstrate. People that inspired me with this kind of style are like the band Error and also this amazing player called Clayton King, which I'm sure many of you have seen. This guitar is just like super playable. You can see I was going like right up here, right up here. Everything sounds like really well intonated. I can just jump in and play this straight away. It's got 24 frets, and I think something to consider with that is that even if you don't use the 24th fret, it makes getting to like the 17th, 19th fret way easier. Like you're not touching the neck joint or the body like all the way up here, so it kind of just makes the whole guitar more playable above the 12th fret in particular. I also really like how this has got like a satin finish on the body. I believe all the Virtuosos have that actually, and that is really nice for like the picking hand to kind of just like travel across if you're into like sweep picking or tapping across various strings, or maybe just like alternate picked runs. I find it a bit hard when there's like a glossy finish here. Sometimes I'll like throw on like a long sleeve top or something to help me with that friction, but it's not necessary on this. This has been my 3 go-to guitars for my own playing, then also my job. I need to be able to do like pretty heavy rock and metal, and then also sweet, clean things. I think that when you're picking the guitars to have all bases covered, the things that I look for first and foremost is playability. You need like an array of humbuckers, single coils, maybe things that kind of sound a bit in between, and ability to go into different tunings as well. I think especially in like rock, having something with a fixed bridge that you can just quickly drop down in the middle of a session to get a bit more low-end beef is quite important. And the other thing, which is extremely important, is that they have to look cool. And they have to make you feel excited picking it up. You know, it's not all function. It's like, how does it make you feel? For me, on this guitar, just being able to see the wood on the back is really important to me. If there was a coat of paint there, no one would notice, but I would notice when I picked it up. It's just more of like an emotional connection, you know? So I think if you see a guitar at your local guitar center or something and it really, really speaks to you, that is important too. I also think when picking your gear, it's really important to try it out. That's why guitar shops are really important. I've definitely in the past looked into gear so much, read all the forums, definitely decided like what was the most popular, and then I get into the shop and it just doesn't fit my playing at all, and I like gravitate towards something else, or maybe it doesn't work with my amp that I have. Especially if you're buying something that you're unfamiliar with, maybe it's a new style of guitar or a new sort of caliber or whatever, definitely try them out. I think it's really important.
All these guitars are production models, and if you like what you've heard today, you can check them out online at guitarcenter.com. You could call one of their expert gear advisors, or better yet, try it out at your local GC.